Hello! So today I want to tell you about the game Shallow Sea, and this is from Bad Comet Games, who make Wondrous Creatures and Life of the Amazonia. So this was an immediate back for me when it was on Kickstarter. It is now fulfilling and either is available in retail or will be shortly. If you are someone who enjoys the puzzle of like Cascadia or Calico but wants more, this is an excellent option. So let me tell you about this game. So every player is going to get a player board that looks like this, and you will get 2 seashells to start, and you have ways to earn more, and they're going to let you kind of manipulate or move things around in non-traditional ways when you need to. So to start out, you are going to have 1 scoring tile objective. And when you play each game, you have a set number of these different objectives that you will be playing with. But the game comes with so many. So every time you play, you're going to have this huge variability. And the game makes some recommendations of which types of tiles you should use to have like a really balanced game. But it's your game. If you just want to like go wild and pick randomly or go all in on certain types, you totally can. So for this, it says that if this is the square my tile's on, the 3 around it need to have the same color of coral. Coral comes in 4 different colors, so I'm going to decide where to put this, and tiles can be rotated when you place them, so I could decide exactly how I want my 3 to go there. You also, each game, are going to have 2 objective cards. One is orange, one is blue, so you're going to have those. And they are also going to provide scoring conditions. And these are public. These are for everyone. And again, this is going to give you variability. So there are several of each. And then there's also a Shallow Seas turtle expansion that comes with this turtle board. But it also gives you more of every type of tile and objective. So it just gives you more options whether or not you want to play with the turtles. So the goal is to be filling out this board in a way that's going to maximize my points. And once players are down to having 4 squares left, because you're going to take 1 square every turn, that will be the final round of the game. So we have a bag of all of our different coral tiles. So 5 of those are going to come out and make the market, and they range in points. 5, 7, and 9. So obviously 5-point tiles are going to be easier to complete. 9 points are going to be more difficult. So for example, this is a green coral. And if I can get a green fish and a purple fish next to it, I will complete this card. I put a fish on top of this, and it's going to be worth 5 points at the end of the game. And every time I complete one of these tiles, I get another seashell. So that's how you gain those. Then you will have fish. And there are 5 different types of fish, 4 different types of fish in here. There's 1 type of fish for each coral. So I did not get an orange one. So let's put one of those out just so you can see it. So we would have something like this with our fish. And then we have our scoring objectives. And obviously there's fewer of these than coral tiles in the game because you are going to be picking coral tiles more often than you are going to be picking scoring objectives. You don't get punished if you can't complete a scoring objective. You just don't get the full points. And so you're going to want to be careful about how many of those you take because they do take up room on your board. And if you can't complete them, but you could have completed a coral, you will essentially not score as many points as possible with that. So on your turn, you are going to pick a fish and then either a coral tile or a scoring tile, and you're going to add them to your board. The tile that you add must go near one of the tiles you've already placed. You can't just place out randomly. And then there's these little bubbles on the board, and that is where your fish are going to go. And then you'll refill, and the next person will take their turn. However, if I'm like, I really want this coral, but this fish, I can pay 1 seashell to do that, or vice versa, this scoring tile and this fish, I can pay 1 to do that. I can also pay 1 to sweep any one of these 3 markets and bring out 5 new items, or I can pay to move fish around on my board. So let's say I'm wanting to take this onto my board. We'll just move everything else out of the way. So for my turn, I took this tile and this fish. So I know I am going to try and get 3 different types of coral here that are the same. So I might put this here and then put my red fish here. In the future, I can get another tile, and that red fish can now benefit both of those. So this is where the puzzle comes in. It's really trying to optimize and make everything as ideal as possible. So let's say I did this and I finished this coral. If I'm going to flip this tile and put this red fish on it, that red fish is now not helping out that coral. So you do have to kind of plan ahead. When am I going to finish tiles? How do I finish things efficiently so that I don't lose out on opportunities? And then, like I said, every tile you finish, you will gain a seashell up to 5. So you want to be spending them down, because if you're maxed out at 5 and flip a tile over, you can't gain another seashell. So it's really straightforward and clean rules. Take a tile, take a fish, place it on your board, that's your turn. But the puzzle that you're trying to do to get everything to complete your scoring objectives, to work on the not group objectives, but the 2 ecosystem objectives for that game, to maximize how you're scoring your coral, deciding which, ones you're going to complete, where fish are at on your board, how to move everything around. That's where the crunch of this game comes in, and I adore it. The components are really high quality. I love how much variability you get with all of the different scoring tiles. There's like 40, or maybe not 40. There's at least 30. You get almost 2 full trays of different scoring tiles. And if you get the turtle expansion, you will have 3 trays like this. And each one of these is a different scoring objective. So you do get a lot. So this game, I think, is great. It tickles that puzzle itch in my brain that I really love. I'm enjoying playing this. It plays fabulously solo. You have a little lionfish card that kind of lets you do things a little bit differently. But great game, 1 to 4 players. I absolutely adore it. I think you maybe can get an expansion to play even more, but I'm not positive on that. I know for sure that the base game plays 1 to 4. So that is Shallow Sea. Let me know if you have played it and what you think of it. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.